nominations. Item one on our agenda tonight is going to be call to order. We're going to call this meeting to order at 6:06 tonight. Item two is going to be establish a quorum. We've got all board members present. We have that for you tonight. Item three is going to be our invocation, and Dr. Josh Swindoll is going to lead that.
Yes, ma'am. Father, we thank you for the day that you've given us, Lord. Thank you for the blessing that we have in this work, in the school system, in this community. Lord, I pray for our time tonight. I pray for our leaders, board members, and principals, teachers as they're preparing for back to school. Lord, we pray for our students and families. Pray safety over them. Lord, we pray for just a smooth start. We pray that you're gracious and your hand is on us and all that we do. We praise you, Jesus' name. Amen.
Item four is going to be the pledge of allegiance, led by Mr. Bradley Holden. Stand.
Attention, salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank y'all, fellas. All right, item five is going to be adopt the agenda. Board, you've got an agenda in front of you. Please review and we'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Got a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item six is going to be approval of minutes. We've got minutes from a work session on June the 15th and a meeting on June the 15th. Those minutes are included. Please review and we'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Got a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Questions, clarifications on the minutes?
Just moved it on our notes.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item seven is reports to the board. Dr. Simmons, what you have?
All right, we'll start out with our financial reports from Mr. Colburn for May and June.
Alright, Lord, as Dr. Sutherland said, I'm gonna catch up for May and get us up to date with June. Busy months, these last couple of months, trying to get everything ready and personnel taken care of so we have fully staffed buildings when we get back. Alright, so the first report I'm gonna do is as of May 31st, 2026. That is the 8th month of our fiscal year, so we should be hovering around 67% of our budgeted revenues and expenditures. We're currently at 67% of revenues. We collected $10.4 million in local revenues. That's about a 6% increase over last year to date May, which is outstanding for our city. That means things are happening and new buildings and new businesses and growth are happening. So it's good for us to have that strong base, continue to show growth while you start seeing some leveling at the state and federal levels. Local revenues are at 71% of our projection, 72% of our projection, which is really good for this time of year. Expenditures are sitting around 65%, which is where we want to be now that we've adjusted everything through our amendments. And so as we teeter through the remaining of the summer, there's some bigger ticket items like summer school that'll click in, that'll get it more towards that 67%. But absolutely where we want to be at this time of year. Payroll expenditures, $3.5 million. That's about a $100,000 increase over last year, where we pretty much have seen month to month. Really happy with that number at 66% of our budget. Our board's accounts payable for May was $922,000. Kind of a down month when it comes to expenditures, but still had some bigger ticket items, and I'll run through those. We $103,000 to Apple. Mr. Sutherland mentioned that we were doing some MacBook stuff, so a lot of that's what this is where he's purchasing stuff from Apple. We also $25,000. That's the funding agreement I talk about every month. We'll be doing that probably until after I'm gone. Another $47,000 for our SROs, $43,000 to Alabama Autism Center and the special ed services we have, $100,000 to Hartsville Utilities, $328,000 that's for our 2022 funding agreement. Just to mention there, I believe this is gonna be the last local piece that we have to pay to help fund that because of the way the revenue's happening with the city and the way we've structured a lot of that. So I feel like this will be the last board pay piece of that funding agreement that'll have to take place just because of those mechanisms. And freeing up some of that money up from our other debt service I was referring to back in December. So really happy that number, I actually projected that number to be about 600,000, but that just shows that revenue coming in has helped us not have to pay as much out of board money. Feel good about that, but I'll keep you posted as I do some more analysis on that. We also paid another $43,000 for our 2020 CPSCA, which is a refunding of a 2023 debt, which was the high school. That's gonna go on for another 10 years. Apple, $76,000. CDW, which is another software company, that's our Google Workspace. I was talking with Tim about that earlier. That was another $25,000. And then the Department of Finance, another $100,000. They do an analysis every year, and or I guess every 5 years, we had a fellow come in and assess everything within all our buildings and reevaluate what our insurance costs would typically be. That $100,000 is the increase that they took to get everything and to bring all our assets to make sure that we're covered with our risk management insurance with the state. EBSCO investment, that was textbooks, that's about 200-something thousand, and then Wood Fruitiker for 48,000, and then another 30,000.
Right, are those larger purchases in one of these documents, or are you just reading out of your notes?
They're in the document, looks like this.
They all look like that.
Which, you know, which,
What's it called?
It gives us a.
I give you their, they're required to be put on the website as
check
well.
register.
So I crashed through and looked for about 25,000 plus what I call a big ticket item and try to assess those. Typically, a lot of the other little smaller purchases are operational, so I don't try to hit those unless it's something neat. Like one of the things I'm gonna touch in my June report, it's a little bit less than 25, but I think it's something we need to talk about out loud. So, that's our accounts payable. We ended the month with $364,000 in excess revenue, in excess of expenditures, which is really great when you compare it to last year. We were not in the other direction, $2 million. Does that make sense? So we've really made about a $2.3 million swing from this time last year to now. So which is phenomenal, but it means we've steadied the ship, so to speak. There's a lot of crazy money coming in last year that we were spending faster than we were taking in money, but that's beside the point we're talking about now. The unreserved fund balance, May 31st, is $12.3 million, equivalent to 3.05 months operating. Kind of talked about it. It's going to get above 3, probably a little better, then kind of tear down a little bit as we get closer to the end of the year, but absolutely where I thought we should be here at this point in time. That's May. All right. My next report is June 30th, 2026. That's our 9th month, 75% of our budget. We're sitting at 76% revenues, 11.3 million local collected compared, that's still a 5% increase over last year. Local revenues are at 77.86%, really strong. Expenditures are at 72%, compared to last year at 74%, so we're right where we trend year to year to year. Payroll was 3.5 million, I say that every time. 171,000, some of that's some of the principal pay stuff that we were able to push out to them, and then some summer school stuff starting. Payroll expenditures are at 74%, that's exactly where we want to be. Board's accounts payable for June was 851,000. There's some of those. We spent about 150,000 on iReady, which is a software we use for math instruction. Another 90,000 on some textbooks from EBSCO. Frontlines, my payroll software, 48,000. City of Hartsville funding agreement, $25,000. Hartsville Utilities, $101,000. How do you say it? Energy
Oh, Energy Solutions.
Energy Solutions, we spent $21,000.
It's just with an I. Yeah.
It
Kind of different.
I do math for a living, but, so the $21,000, that's the lighting projects that we've been working on, where we're converting some of this old, outdated stuff, this LED stuff that's probably gonna save us that much within a year, just in the utility bills and stuff from what they're talking. So I wanted to bring that one up, and then that's it. We ended the month, with excess revenue over expenditures of a little over $1 million, which is really, really strong for this time of year. Feeling really good about that number. The unreserved fund balance at June 30th is a little over 13 million. It's 3.22 months operating. So we're kind of what we were talking, projecting, it's starting to come to fruition. So I feel really good about that. Only other thing I had to mention, our budget amendment was approved by the state, probably the quickest they've ever gotten it back to me. Really proud of that and the work that my group does to keep me afloat so I can work on that kind of stuff. Unless y'all have any questions?
Questions?
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We don't do math. I said, we don't do math, we're very good. Just in superintendent's report, I do want to say that it is full steam ahead around here. Summer has sort of gotten to where now we are ready for August and getting ready for August, and so I know there's a lot going on. I wanted to express our appreciation to all of our custodial staffs, to our maintenance team, to everyone who gets everything done so that we can start school. They are doing a phenomenal job. Your buildings look phenomenal. I can't wait for our kids to get in them, because that means everybody's hopefully hired and we are ready to move forward and get ready for the school year. But within that staff, we had 4 ladies who somewhat volunteered. I don't know that they knew what they were getting into, but they have gone to every single building and stripped our floors and made sure that they sort of did the pre-work for our waxing that was going on. And so Miranda Shaddix, Jessica Walls, Jacqueline Gasparado, and Kayla Avalos are our 4 ladies, and we have to be careful when we say this, because what they have done, if you're not careful, it makes it sound bad. And so they have gone in and stripped our floors. I found myself saying we love the stripping crew, and then that gets me in trouble. So we're not going to say that. The people who go in and strip our floors have been phenomenal. So be careful how you say that, because it does sound bad sometimes, but they are great. Also, our technology department has done a phenomenal job. We have had lots of technology, lots of cameras, lots of building things going on with Barclay Bridge and other buildings, and so they've done a great job keeping us going. And there, a lot of times, those employees, I think, we don't think about all the work that goes into the summer. So we appreciate all of those staffs. Also, this Saturday is Serve Day, and I just want to personally thank our community, all of our businesses, everyone who comes together to support our schools and make our schools look phenomenal for the beginning of school. And we will be at the Cheryl Street, so if you want to jump into Cheryl Street, we're going to be pressure washing and things there as far as central office, and we'll also be here. And that starts at 8 o'clock at the depot, so please be there. If you're not at that part, just find a place to fit in on Saturday. Also, I know that you've seen, if you haven't, look for our Facebook post about Christmas in July. We are all bombarded, I know, at the holidays, trying to help our kids, trying to take care of our own families, and trying to make sure that we're taking care of church organizations and things like that. And so Ms. Ferguson and all of her team, as well as our special services and Dave Gladden, have had this idea to sort of start a little early so that we can get a head start on helping our kids. We serve over 100 kids usually during the holiday season, and making sure that they have what they need. And so online it talks about how you can sponsor, you can donate, you can just be a part of spreading the joy and wrapping and doing all of those things if you don't have the funds to do the other parts of that. And so any way you want to get involved in that, we really appreciate helping our students who maybe are a little less fortunate with the holidays, and we wanted to get a head start on that. And again, Lauren Ferguson, Dana Glad, and her team have put that together, and we're just blessed that they are forward-thinking and making sure we're taking care of our kids at the holidays. And then also on our board notes, Last month, I did not mention all of our tennis players that did phenomenal, so when you get those, please, see that. We had several students who are all area, and all state and have done great in tennis, and I only mentioned a few, and so I wanna make sure that you get that out. So our tennis team had a great, good, strong finish, and had even a freshman, Noah Sparks, who was nominated for, the or the play of the year, and there's several of those all area teams, and we'll have those out in notes. We've shared those on social media, but I didn't share all of that last time, so I wanna make sure that I share that. And we are ready for a great year. Almost. We're almost ready. We're not quite ready. We'll get there.
All right, very good, very good. All right, we're gonna move on to item 8 on the agenda, which is action items, and Dr. Sullivan, let's start there.
Okay, I'll make a recommendation to approve the removal of scrap surplus equipment from HHS cafeteria. This equipment is non-repairable.
All right, a surplus recommendation as mentioned, entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
A motion and a second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Make a recommendation to approve the 26-27 athletic event volunteer schedule.
All right, volunteer schedules for athletics as presented. We got positions, wages, intervals of how they're paid. Please review, entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Got a motion and a second?
Second.
Give that to Ms. McCutcheon. All right, any questions?
These were all increases of some amount, correct?
Not on those. Most of those were the same as they were last year. There were a couple that had been added, and so we put it all in one format, but they are consistent with what we had last year, as gate workers and that type of thing for athletic events.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Make a recommendation to approve the 26-27 hourly rate schedule.
All right, proposal for hourly rates for a few positions, tutoring, homebound services, bus drivers. They are presented before you for 26 and 27 year. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Got a motion, have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Same question as Bruce's last question. Are these the same as last year?
All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Recommendation to approve the 26-27 substitute schedule.
All right, similar fashion, got a schedule for substitute pay, for different positions. Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Got a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Any discussions?
I do want to say on that one, I know Mr. Wilhite has asked the question, if you look at the bottom, we had not had a nurse, long-term sub defined of when that happens and how that term starts, and so as you see at the bottom, we added that note. So a long-term nurse, as you have approved them, then will go on to the salary schedule based on what their degree is, and so it had been just a flat rate, and we had trouble attracting long-term nurses or long-term sub-nurses, and so they will start out then the salary schedule just as a teacher would, who's a long-term sub, and so that was something we addressed with, Nurse Morton, and we wanna make sure we pointed that out. So the rates are not different at the top, but if you look at the note at the bottom, that explains the long-term nurse position that she requested, and we talked about to hopefully be more attractive to that long-term nurse position.
When people are recommended or hired as a long-term, that's a formal board approval, correct? And their pay starts immediately at board or when they can it retroactively be to the day they start.
Usually you approve before they start, unless there's something odd, and then it would retro to the day that they went back to.
Correct.
But the date would be indicated, even if it was retro, when you vote on it, you would vote on the retro date.
Gotcha.
And so then it would fall on the same pay scale.
Gotcha. Any other questions?
Does that come from board funds or state?
Some, it just depends, like, most of the substitutes we covered. Nursing, we're gonna cover all of that, even if it's a field trip piece. But then if there's pieces that are driven by field trips or athletic trips, those programs cover those costs.
And I will make, talking about substitutes, I will say this as well. We talked to, Nurse Morton, and one of the things that had happened in the past, and just maybe an oversight, maybe we just felt like we need to change it, I'm not sure where it originated, but the schools were actually, for example, if they had a student in their grade level, they were covering the nurse fee. So you may have a second grade class at Barkley Bridge going to the zoo, and a second grade class at FEB going to the zoo, and FEB's cost was more because they had a nurse going with them. And we felt as a district that was our responsibility to cover that and take that off of our students. So that no longer will be charged to the schools. All nurses who are on field trips will come through central office.
All right, any other questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Recommendation to approve an out-of-district, no, I went ahead. Recommendation for the 26-27 substitute schedule. Nope.
Yes, no,
That's
you're
the
right.
wrong one.
No, we did substitute.
that.
We're on number 5, which is gonna be Lucas.
Okay. Recommendation to approve the disposal of out-of-date or grossly damaged unusable textbooks in the library books at HHS.
All right, recommendation for disposal of books, we see that from Dr. Sheets. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Got a motion, have a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
What do we do with those when we say dispose? I mean, we don't just throw books away, do we, or do we give them to somebody, or we?
We can do it different ways. There'll be companies that'll come, it's like a recycle or a shred, company. Usually it's a recycle company that'll come pick them up. So we'll get with, Dr. Swindle and Rocky, and we'll schedule someone to come.
Old school Amy just kinda hates this. Well, anyway, sorry, I'm old.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 6.
Recommend to approve the 26-27 salary schedules.
All right, got a proposal for salary schedules, as presented here. We had these last month, we got a couple updates, correct? So a couple updates, I think those have been made known to you. We'll entertain a motion to approve those salary schedules.
Motion.
Got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussions? This really touches the transportation piece that we talked about earlier, correct? Which I think is a good thing to take care of those drivers. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Make a recommendation to approve the amended 26-27 supplement and volunteer stipend schedules.
All right, motion, we've got a recommendation for approval of supplement schedules. Those are going to be presented to you, in your packets. These are all board paid and program paid, correct?
The ones you're gonna be approving here are the board
No, that's
paid.
the
just
board,
the
that's
board
the
paid,
two
just
adjustments.
two individual
That's
things.
Well, the ones that we discussed in the program paid items be coming back before, and those get handled last month.
They get approved with the individuals. And then the personnel section.
Gotcha. Gotcha, okay, so not a listing, they get.
Pre-approved. I've never had it pre-approved.
Fair enough. All right, so in front of you, it is board paid supplements, we've looked at before, and gonna reapprove a couple minor changes there. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
A motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.
17 makes a recommendation to approve Parksville High School FFA chapter to attend the 99th Annual National FFA Convention and Expo during the week of October 19th through the 23rd, 2026 in Indianapolis, Indiana.
All right, recommendation for out-of-state field trip, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Got a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I did read, Mr. Randolph's message, it's pretty, or his note that we've got, 3 Hartsel FFA alumni accepting their American degree, which is the highest honor in the FFA, so that's gonna be a really cool trip for them.
And they hosted, the North Alabama FFA District Leadership Training last week. Let me just say to you all, there are some impressive young people in our area, and it was amazing to listen to them speak, and I've never been so impressed. So, I'm just gonna say we're gonna do whatever we got to keep Austin Randolph right here, because they do a good job.
All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, personnel.
Make a recommendation to approve the following personnel resignations, retirements, transfers, employment, substitutes, catastrophic leave, volunteer with non-employee agreements, volunteers, additional duties. And that's it, additional duties.
All right, personnel recommendations as mentioned, all those are in your board package. Take a second to review, and we'll take questions or concerns after a motion is accepted.
So moved.
Got a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a second, Mr. Will Height. Any discussion?
That's a lot of them.
Yeah. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
We make a recommendation to approve contract for the 26-27 school year. Retirees, yeah, it's just retirees.
Retiree contracts. All right, recommendation to approve retiree contracts as presented. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Aye. Motion carries. All right, informational items.
Our next board meeting, well, the regular scheduled board meeting will be August 18th, 2026 at 6 p.m. But we will have a special call board meeting on August 3rd at 7 a.m. We have just 2 or 3 more positions to get finalized, and that day is actually our new teacher orientation. And so we would like for those people to attend that day and get all the information that they need. And so we'll get you that information as soon as possible.
All right, we'll see everybody back here on August the 3rd or the 18th, or regular meeting. Board, any commentary as we work towards the end here?
August 3rd will be here before.
We'll just bring it, we go over there.
We'll just meet over here. I would like to say to Ms. Teresa, to Robin and Felicia, putting all of this together and getting all of the things to get everybody employed is a lot, and they've done a phenomenal job, and so we appreciate their hard work.
Thank you very much. Everybody, the Colburn, the salary things, all that, especially for us who are new, so refreshing to be able to look at it, and not that I know a whole lot, but I do know that we're taking care of people, and that makes me happy to do that. And I hope our folks here are pleased with that too, because I'm really pleased with how we've been able maybe to pull things out a little bit.
All right, any other comments? All right, thank everybody for being here. Appreciate your attendance. Hope you have a great evening, and we will stand adjourned at 6:35.